Hey all, welcome back to Aussie Built. My name's Lonnie. This week's going to be a little bit of a different episode, bit of a sidestep to the usual car building. The problem that I've got here is got the best man shed ever, built it, place to store the cars, place to work on the cars, but it's a bit of a schmozzle, and decided that it's time that I needed to fix this place up. So this episode, what it's all about is putting some racking in, and hopefully, probably won't get it perfect, but get something that's a little bit better than what we've had before. I'll take you through and show you these vehicles a little later, but right at the moment, this is the problem. So this is where the shelves are going to go. Now I know that you'll find this hard to believe, but some might say that I have a little bit of a fetish for tyres. So what I'm also hoping to do is try and better house these tyres and all of my car parts that still need to go into some builds that I've got. We'll have a rack down here so that all of this stuff can sit on. There's going to be a bench at about under window height and up above window height. Hopefully we'll have another shelf, and that's where all of the stuff can go that's not going to be used, like right now in the old Aussie Built trailer. So here we go, a few more parts, boxes. They've come from a super rack up in Queensland. I've used these racks at work. They are awesome, 1600 kilo rated per rack. So we're going to start with the uprights. I think these are the uprights. We'll unbox them. We'll soon find out. So these look like they're the uprights, blue uprights, orange trays. We'll put these together, get the 3-door out of the way, and we'll give ourselves a bit more room to work right in that bay. Bay number 1. Chickadee. What I'll do now is lay it all out and get all of the pieces into the right positions. And so this first one that I do, this is going to end up being like a template for all of the other ones that I do. And so if I can use this as a bit of a guide, then I can just look at it, see what I've done for the next ones, and duplicate. So hopefully that'll make it a much faster process. I'm making the assumption here that everything goes well. I haven't built one of these for quite a while, but we'll see. Yes, we will. Guess we may also not see. Okay, so that's the basic form of the ends, and the shelves will hang off those. And so this part of making it a 1600 kilo end is that it's got all of this diagonal bracing in it, and so that makes it an incredibly stiff structure, even though the metal in it is quite light. It's been engineered quite nicely. You can see all of the sections have been designed structurally, whether it's these ones so that they're strong in tension, and they're also strong in compression, so we shouldn't really get any movement. The area where it probably can move is in twist and torsion, but when the racking goes together, because the shelves will go on it, that won't allow the structure to twist in torsion. So it should be pretty good. Bolt this one up, and this will become the template. So I've just laid the bolts out, and we bolt through, nut over the top. It's only got a bolt and a nut, so there's no washers, there's no split nuts, no nylocks or anything like that. So these have just got this serrated edge on them, and so hopefully that's enough to keep the whole show stuck together. Now with the racking, the bolts don't get done up super tight, so all I've done is I've put a socket into the drill, and I've got another socket to grab the other end, and I'm going to just use the torque control on the drill. That's enough. Certainly makes a quick process. The other thing which it doesn't do is over tighten it, so it doesn't crush the metal, which is a bit of a trap with these things. If you do them up too tight, it actually damages the whole system. That's one end done, so the shelves will hang off that. It's 2.4 meters high in this particular case. Oh, it's quite high. And I'm going to use this laid out so that all of the others can be exactly the same. Nothing like a bit of OCD, so we just make sure that everything is facing the same way. So if you're wondering how long that takes, it's about 16.5 minutes for the pair to do. I think these shelves go up reasonably quickly considering that they're flat packed. 7 ends are now done, so now ready to clear out the wall and start putting this racking up. This will be the hard part. Oh, back sore for it. All right, now to make a bit of space through here. Easier said than done, but anyway, we'll get this out of the way, run the shelves in. Favourite ties are moved. Shelves are ready to go in. It'll go this way a little bit further, but I think we're good to go. Swept out, spider webs have come down. This is now when it all happens. It's pretty exciting. Oh, a few more spider webs. First end. Second end to the side. Whatever height you want them. So they go in, they'll sit like that. Hopefully that's a good height. Guess we'll find out. Here's a trick. Alright. Hopefully this doesn't fall on you. For those cross rails, you could see that they were trying to pop out pretty quickly. So these things here, they are the little clips that drop in. Once they've dropped into their little holes, that'll stop the rail from popping up and out. As soon as I drop them in like that, that means that rail no longer going to be able to come out. It's as simple as that. The reason for putting the shelves in now is to make sure that this whole structure is square, because if it's slightly like this, once I've got the whole row done, there is no way that I'm going to get the whole row to come back again and to square up. So if we put a floor in now, we'll put a shelf in now, I should say, then we should be good to go. These are pretty tight fit. So you can see that sometimes they need a bit of a whack to get them into place, but that's okay. I'll be able to hold a couple of 100 kilos. I think 400 kilos per shelf. Now we're ready to put the next section on. So rails go in. Makes it pretty easy now because the whole structure is self-supporting. So that now will hold. We'll put another end on. Here we go. In it goes. Front as well. Prior to climbing on top to get the upper racks on, I'm going to put the lower racks on. Put the back one in. I want these as low as I can get them because it's just going to have tyres sitting on them. So now that it's got 2 decks, it'll give it some rigidity. So it won't fall over like a parallelogram. I'm going to get up on the top. I need to put the upper rack on. So with the weight of me, it now will be stiff enough so that it won't fall over. So needed to borrow Grandma's favourite step ladder. So she's kind enough to give this to me. She's the best. So put those up, pin them shelves on. Flooring, one floor. It's nice when they just drop in. Sometimes they're pretty tight. They don't quite just drop in. If that happens, just give them a whack. Or sometimes you've got to pop these up together like this and bring them down. So just slight manufacturing variations. It doesn't cause any problems. They're just a tight fit. Now, just a bit of a heads up with these bays, or these this racking system. So this is super cheap from Queensland. Super rack from Queensland. They're not super cheap. They're actually a pretty quality unit. However, these racks I've bought as a 2 meter bay times 6 bays. Got 2 bays up already. Now, in the past, I've found that they come up a bit short. We're going to throw the tape measure over and have a look. So these 2 bays should be 4 meters in length. We'll see what it actually comes up at. Okay, we've got the tape measure on the end. We'll see what we come up at. 2 bays should be 4 meters. Pull the tape out. And as we get to the end of the 2 bays, we can see that it doesn't come up at 4 meters. We're sort of coming up at probably about 38.50, something like that. So when you're doing your planning and you buy 2 meter racks, don't actually bank on them being exactly 2 meters long, because you'll probably find that they're a little bit short. So I wanted 12 meters of racking here. I'm probably going to come up at about, I don't know, 150, 300, about half a meter short or something like that, which is a bit disappointing, but at least, you know, if you know, it's okay. Last one in, and it looks like we're done. So 6 bays, check this out, it's good. The last part is to make sure that this is all evenly spaced from the wall. So I'm measuring from the top of the corrugation to the edge here, 835. The reason why this is so far out from the wall is because we need to make sure that it clears these stanchions. So every end, I'm going to make sure we are 835 from the wall. Now that everything's as straight as a die, it's pretty satisfying, but it's certainly looking good. And this racking is now ready to be loaded up. Well, there's a fair bit to get on there. So it's all of this kit. It all needs to fit onto the rack. Man can never have a shed that's big enough, that's for sure. Well, the shelves are now loaded. The place is looking fantastic. It's amazing the difference it makes between having your junk on the floor and having your junk on a set of shelves. On the floor is a mess, same junk on the shelves, looking tidy. The shed hasn't looked this good for a long time, so I'm pretty keen to work in it now. Thanks for coming along and doing the shelf build with me. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next episode, where hopefully we do manage to get that parts car started, up and running. That thing hasn't been running for a long time. Actually, it's never run as long as I've had it. So that's the goal. We'll see you then.